Well, that was a drum solo. You can tell by the way it bashed, but it was great. I remember it was Stewart Copeland on the David Letterman show, and it was a week where they brought in a new drummer every night. Is that the way it worked?
That's right. It was drum solo week.
Drum
And by the
solo.
way, that's one of only two drum solos I've ever played in my life. I don't do drum solos.
I know. I know.
Much to the disappointment of the because drum solos really is for selling merch or bass solo. As soon as you hit the bass solo, the other guys get to go backstage and have a cigarette or whatever, and the audience goes out and buys merch. The Rolling Stones, the Keith Richards set is all about send the punters out to the merch stalls, and I don't know how did we get on that. Yeah, that was for Letterman. The other drum solo I ever played in my life was in Africa when I was being attacked by lions, and it turned out that they didn't like the sound of my drums, so all I had to do was scare them away. I played a goddamn drum solo. Long story.
It's that's when you filmed that became
That was the rhythmatist,
right. That was it.
and
That was interesting. That was first noticeably you breaking away from things. That was your project and your
I guess Rumblefish was before that. My first film score. By the way, just a bit of a brag here, since you asked. With Rumblefish, I mentioned before that I went to Napa Valley, to Francis Coppola's place, to record the score for Rumblefish, and I was in this heaven there. And one of the things that made it heaven was that these songs that I had brought for the police recordings, spurned, scorned by my bandmates, I used that same material to do the Rumblefish, for which I got a Golden Globe nomination and a Grammy nomination
I
from that
showed that.
same for that same material. Now, sounds like a gripe, but actually it was a win-win because the police didn't play my songs; they played Sting songs, which were the right songs for the band to be playing. That was the band's sound. So the police won out on that, and all that material that I would have been proud to have it on a police album, but it actually found a better home as film score.
But in the beginning, you did write quite a few songs for the police,
No,
right?
I wrote all the songs.
Yeah.
I told Sting that I had a band called the Police, and he better join it for these 10 following reasons. And they were crap songs. I mean, I knew four chords, which
Mhm.
is one more than you need for punk, by the way.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't believe that for like a year and a half, or almost 2 years, um, he carried on, and we played those dumb songs, and he didn't run away. We were bound by the fact that when we played guitar and bass together, when we were young and codependent, we just lit each other up. Those differences that I was talking about earlier, we just lit each other up. And so, but every time he would come in with a song, once Andy had joined, we had a guitarist who could actually play the songs. Andy knew, I think, more than six chords. I don't even know how many chords he can play. And Sting, every time he'd pull out a song, we'd hear that, okay, Born in the 50s, let's play that. And one by one, his songs came in, and we became a better band as one by one, my crap songs got the elbow.
Uh, but
And
you
I
were,
was happy. I was
like I was
happy
saying, you
because I
sound
don't care
very,
about those songs. I'm not a songwriter. I couldn't care less. I just wanted to play good music, and those songs that he brought in was the good stuff.
but he didn't start as a songwriter with you. He learned maybe as he went along. That wasn't what he was doing when you found him.
Well, he knew how to write a song: verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus.
Mm.
The format of a song, which he learned when he was playing the cruise liners, playing covers. But he was a jazz musician when I saw him up in Newcastle, and he would, his compositions were long, evolved jazz compositions. But the punk thing brought him back to earth in terms of distilling those ideas into a much more tightly distilled version of those chords and words and everything. And so when he got the hang of that and a guitarist who could play his stuff, that's when the police became the police.
Well, that's an incredibly open mind on his part. They go from playing jazz, which is pretty intricate, although
Well, I was a fast talker.
you, yeah, I noticed. But you
And
got,
that's what I had to do, by the way. When I called him up, And I said, "Hey, look, I'm interested in you. I saw you playing with your band. You have bass, but I see you have your own amp and you can play bass and sing. And but this is just a conversation about you, not your band." And he said, "Keep talking." Okay, that's number one. Okay, he's a free agent. We're in. I can get this guy. Number two, that's what I had to do for the next couple of years is keep talking. It's all going great. We got prospects just around the corner. We're going to be huge. It's going great. We're going great. And I had to keep talking until one day uh, he I've got my diaries from back then. In fact, I put them out as a book. And the set lists were all in my handwriting at first. And then one day the set list is in his handwriting. And that was the day I could relax. That was the day I'm not dragging him through the bushes anymore. That was the day he's taken charge and he's leading now. And now go for it. I'm a younger sibling, and I'm the younger sibling of one Miles Copeland. So
Mhm.
I'm very natural and comfortable as in the position of somebody else taking charge. I don't need to be the boss. And for him to take charge meant that I could relax and just enjoy the ride.
And you did enjoy the ride. I'm up to a point. I mean,
Yeah,
I was going to ask
up to the razor blade suit part.
that's right. When the police, maybe for younger people who don't quite get it, were so massively successful on a world level. Is there a way of describing what that's like up there? What?
I'm writing a book about that very thing.
Oh, tell us.
It's called The Complete Rock Star, a handbook for the young ones.
Uh-huh.
How to survive on more fame and fortune than you deserve, and more sex, drugs, and rock and roll than is good for you. It's
That's
pretending it's pretending to be a handbook for the young rock star, the kid who's just had a huge hit. What the fuck's going on here? Who are all I have 200 roadies now. Where they, what's going on? And why is this spotlight shining on me everywhere? And it's actually no actual rock star is going to read the book. It's actually a device to paint a picture of this weird world, backstage world where you wear funny clothes and you live a different life from normal people. What's up with all that? It's a way of painting a picture of that world. A rule book for rock stars is going to have to be a very slim volume, but like I say, it's kind of it's a satire.
Well, that's just your observation.
Yeah, observations of what it's like to be in that world and what you're going to run into. You're going to run into paparazzi. You're going to run into, the Rolling Stone journalist. How you handle the Rolling Stone journalist is different from how you handle the National Enquirer journalist. Two different animals.
It's it it was a dizzying. Was it dizzy up there? Was it?
Yeah, it was the weird thing that most people don't expect is that it's actually quite anxious. And I've talked to a lot of people, about this. And when it first hits, and suddenly you have that glow, suddenly people know you, and you don't know them. You walk into a room and everybody knows you. They don't know you; they know your avatar. They know an image of you that they've conjured up because they heard your music, they saw your picture, they imagine a perfect being. Uh, who's courteous and kind, but the real you still fart, and they're two different things. And learning how to live under the spotlight is an interesting thing. And what's unexpected is that strangely anxious. It's sort of like social vertigo. Do I
Well,
deserve this?
you have to
Everyone's
kind of
looking
watch
at me
out.
like I'm God, but I'm not.
You kind of have to watch out. I mean, some people, a lot
Yeah,
of people are after you for something, and you don't
that's
know who's
right.
a friend and who's a.
That's right.
Well, that's a great book. Let us come on back on when the book's ready. Okay.
I will.
Love to hear about that. We're going to take off now. It's been a joy to see you again and a joy to talk to you about things.
Yeah.
And yeah, come on back when that sounds like a great book.
Yep,
And
it's a
have
lot of
fun.
fun. I'm having fun I talked to Gene Simmons, I talked to Carly Simon, I'm talking to all these different people, and getting their version of that story.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, congratulations on coming up with that idea.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks.
thanks for being here, Stuart, and
Sure
thanks
thing, Mike.
for listening. It's good fun, and I knew you'd talk it away. I knew just sit back and let Stuart go, and you did
Yep,
very nicely. Thanks so much.
sure thing.
This is the Mike Gormley Show. We're signing off for now, and we're signing off with a police song, of course, called "Don't Stand So Close to Me," that Stuart didn't know how to drum on until he showed up at the studio, evidently. But All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Stuart.
Take care now.